Let's kick it old school! Old school essentials. The further adventures of the Thunderous Fury.
All right, it is Old School Essentials, the further adventures of Thunderous Fury, session 73. Time for the recap.
Well, the Prigwort gang are hanging out in their Prigwort space. Am I pronouncing that right? Prigwort? Whatever. When we first get a little strange of a visitor who decides that, hey, he's going to hang out with us no matter that we haven't heard from him. We don't know him from Adam, and apparently he's on the run from somebody. So Wampus Lee walks into the room, says, Wampus Lee, at your service, and proceeds to, talk a bunch of us up and then hide himself under a bed when the next person bangs on the door. And that would be Captain Hogwash, the city guard, who is, appropriately enough, looking for Wampus Lee. Now, none of us are rats, and Wampus has grown on us a little, even if on a short acquaintance. So we don't let Captain Hogwash know that anything is going on in particular, but that doesn't stop the man from being extremely suspicious, especially since somebody in a beret, followed by somebody who looks like a hog, was seen going away from the tailors, whereupon they found out indeed that the tailors had been broken into. And they tracked the person to the church and found that the Reverend Mother had healed the curse, but the Reverend Mother, given her vow of privacy, is not telling the captain anything about who it is. Clintock, of course, decides to be completely brazen about it, because we all know it's him, and offers to look into the theft for the captain, as long as you paid him, of course. So Clintock is his usual self, looking for that old double money. Not only did he profit from the theft, he didn't get hit from the curse. And by the way, he's looking to get paid for solving it. There you go. Then we hear a little bit of a commotion outside, and it's Persimmon Hogsbody. Hogsbody is nervous because a lady has invited him to a meeting with her tomorrow, and he has no idea what to do, so he is looking for his good friend Clintock to help him with advice. Of course, Clintock's first bit of advice is, you would look stunning in this beret, and gets him to wear the beret. We finally depart after our multiple visitors and go around looking for blue berets and a mask to hide our new friend Wampus, because he is afraid that he is on the run from at least 2 local breweries for, things that sound innocuous, just like the rest of us are on the run for things that sound innocuous. So we get to the Earl's Court and find out that there's a wine tasting and face painting competition, and face painting included, sorry, not competition. And Wampus gets his face painted. Clintock, of course, convincing the painter to do a magnificent job, which 3 hours later is finally finished. But indeed, Wampus no longer looks at himself, and Clintock convinces the face painter that he has produced a masterpiece worthy of Michelangelo, and he must produce other masterpieces similarly. While we are there, they introduce the newest musician on stage, who happens to be none other than our old friend Dulcimer of Fire. Of course, Johntor has no idea who he is, so Clintock, who does know who he is, convinces Johntor to go up and confront him. Johntor does so and manages to piss the guy off enough to force him off the stage. Clintock, in the meantime, passes the note to the tailor and goes to meet with the Lady Madrid. In any case, it turns out one of the things is Cobsworth has a party on the vernal equinox, which may be something Clintock will follow up later, because it sounds like his sort of thing. But we go to meet the tailor. Clintock, of course, trying to confuse the trail, tries to convince the tailor to make lots more berets, and the tailor does take some convincing, but finally Clintock flatters him enough to get him to make some and at least start trying to distribute them. The tailor, of course, not in on the gossip, tries to get Clintock to help him find the thief. I can't remember Clintock's response, but at least it was highly amusing to watch that happen. As we're going on, Johntor is finally looking for more beers, and there's a beer in a kiosk. I mean, really? Kiosk? Town? We pull a rope for service, and 5 minutes later, a young guy runs down the street, dives in the kiosk, and finally opens it up so that we can try some of the crazy beers of House Wakaliki. So the first thing he hands us tastes like lemongrass and whiskey, which, Johntor thoroughly approves, but is when he complains about the hair in the bottom, he was told that the three secret, not so secret ingredients are coffin nails, corpse hair, and star metal. Not to be outdone, other people start trying the strange brews. And indeed, although they taste good, the next brew turns out to have a black sludge in the bottom that is eating out the bottom of the glass, deciding that, two disasters have to meet. Clintock arranges for the face painter to meet with Wakaliki so that they can have coordinated face painting and strange brews. Mm-hmm. Because that's a natural pairing. Let me tell you, that's a natural pairing. In any case, we do get them together, and Hoggle of Wakaliki decides that eating the paints is a good way of figuring out how to make his brews good. And we are, of course, at a restaurant that Johntor considers incredibly avant-garde, and everybody else considers what? They're only serving us apples? But fortunately, they also serve alcohol. So the painter finally passes out from what he is doing, and Johntor and Jeremiah take him home and get him situated. And hear something in the backyard while we are leaving the house. And it's a 7-foot-tall figure on two legs carrying a body torso who runs away maniacally laughing, while figuring, they need to get other people in on this crap. They go and manage to track down the captain and tell him what's going on. The captain, who originally says, not my problem, we actually convince him that, yes, indeed, this is your problem, and get him to come out and confront two crackhorns. Fortunately, Johntor sleeps them, and so they die with slit throats on short order. In any case, the next day, we all go to Daphne's place, where Ogsbody, indeed, is there with Clintock as his backup man, wingman maybe, who knows. But critically speaking, Daphne has us take off our shoes in the house, and Ogsbody takes off his boots, meaning those being the key to his hidden areas. We can actually get them. The unfortunate problem being, of course, is Basil Wilberforce, who is the only person who knows where the hidden area actually is not there and cannot tell us where it is. But nevertheless, Johntor and Jeremiah managed to sneak in the back way through the gatehouse, managed to get in the window without getting caught, and find indeed that there is a hidden area triggered by wearing the boots and getting too close to what looks oddly like an altar. And Johntor finds himself in an odd room. It looks like a bedroom in a lot of ways. There's a small bed with a huge quilt. There's a chest of drawers, there's a few wall hangings. There are pink mink coats. I mean, really, even Johntor knows better than to think that's fashionable. In any case, the desk yields nothing of import, although Johntor does steal some of the stationery in one of the signet rings. The locked drawer yields a few letters which Johntor doesn't find interesting. and a potion bottle, which, hey, what? Even Johntor's not stupid enough to do an unknown potion bottle. And so he walks over to the chest only to find that the area is trapped, and it hinges down over a pit over who knows what's at the bottom. But fortunately, using the quilt as a rope and anchoring on the bed, he manages to get to the chest anyway and finds a perfume bottle, a cloth sack, a figurine that looks like it's made out of jet, and a throne made of diamonds, and a sack full of mixed spices. Deciding that, hey, he's got what he came for and time to get the heck out, Johntor starts bundling it all up in a mink coat so that he can carry this mixed stuff easily enough. But unfortunately, that puts the figurine onto the crystal throne, which immediately both poof back into full size, and Johntor is confronted by a black demon on a throne who says, "What is your request?" And
I
there
had
we are.
forgotten that last part.
That is correct. Yes, it is a jet black demon on a crystal diamond throne, red eyes with horns, and the black smoke is billowing out, and he just looms over you, Johntor, as he asks you this.
Okay, Johntor is now properly frightened.
Let me just make an admin note that Wampus is the one that came with you. He is downstairs hiding in that room that has the dais because you used the sleep spell on the guy who ran the lift, and he fell asleep, and you poured liquor on him, and they thought that he was drunk, and they told him to go sober up, and somebody else. But I will say, Jeremiah, you were at the party. Clintock gets well, he wouldn't tell you, but he gets an unnerving feeling, like a sixth sense, and he sends you over. You're on your way to Og's Bodies. He tells you to go over there to make sure that nothing is happening, considering what happened the other night. Wants you to go and check on his estate, make sure somebody doesn't try to break in or something untoward happens. So you're on the way over there. So sorry, you can continue.
All right, so my request. I want me and my companion Wampus to get out of the Og's Body mansion safely and undetected.
Is that it?
He looks at you, and then
You're not Og's Body, but you're wearing those boots.
Well, is that it? I want a lot more, but I want to survive to enjoy everything else. So that's all I'm asking for.
There is a price to pay, unless you wish to free me.
I could get you your favorite food. I bet if you've been bound like that, I bet you haven't had your favorite food forever. I could get you your favorite food. That's a good price, right?
Fillet of noble.
Yeah, I think that'll work. I mean, Johntor mumbles something under his breath about, I've heard worse from Fey Lord, so I will attempt to summon his favorite food.
okay, yeah. And in your hand is like a dripping, sopping, blood red piece of meat.
Johntor mumbles something about, I hope I didn't get that off somebody and kill somebody, but better them than me. So that's the bargain, right? You can get me and my companion out of the Og's Body house safe and undetected, and I give you this, right? That's the bargain, right?
You can free me, and this exchange will not come upon you in any kind of way, like cursing your ancestors or cursing your kin to follow.
You can curse my ancestors all you want. Those bastards threw me out and told me I was a worthless waste of good food. But I mean no disrespect, but right now you're sort of stuck there, I think, and we're bargaining, right?
He reaches down and plucks that piece of meat in his fingers. It looks like it looks like a little tiny snack morsel compared to him, and he just kind of swallows it down.
A little bit overdone.
Raw is overdone.
Raw is overdone, right? He wants it fresh and screaming. Yep. Okay. Yep. That's demon. So that's it. Bargain done, right? I mean, you took the price.
Fine.
And in a huff, he closes his red eyes close, and in a poof of black smoke, he vanishes.
Holy shit.
You and Wampus, you are with Jeremiah, who's coming up to the Ogsbody residence. You're just kind of on the street walking, Jeremiah, and these two kind of just come out of a shadow and meet you.
Where'd you come from?
I sort of slap my hand over Wampus's mouth and go, we were just delivering the guy who passed out. We were just delivering the guy who passed out home like we promised we would. And by the way, you would notice this since it's bloody obvious, bloody in the real sense. Johntor has this really bloody hand and he's looking around, looks at like the grass and starts wiping his hand off on the grass on the side and slinging his hand and then wiping his hand again. And then he goes, why'd you come out? Nobody died, did they?
Well, it looks like maybe they did on your end. That's not your blood, is it?
It's just the guy had a larder and it was leaking, and I was trying to clean up for him. And that's no, it's not my blood.
You were trying to clean up. How kind of you.
Yeah.
Were you doing your good deed of the day for Cuthbert?
Johntor's sort of eyes go wide. Not really a follower, but yeah, I mean, Orion and Clintock have shown me that good deeds do indeed sometimes come back to you.
Oh, very well. I mean, I'm trying to walk that path too.
Good for you. Now, can we go do something, I don't know, normal or get a drink or something? I'm feeling a little like I just escaped the jaws of a dragon or something.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that we can find something to do around here. I'm not supposed to drink anymore.
Oh, but I gotta get the boots back first. Oh, right. Man, it would have been terrible if I forgot about that. For some reason, he's wearing Ogsbody's boots.
Those are some nice boots.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go give them back. Sorry. Gotta go back to where we were and get back to those.
Well, Clintock sent me here to check in on you guys, make sure everything's okay. So we might as well head back to the party.
Okay.
I mean, I guess that's where we'll go now. If that's okay
Right.
with you.
Well, yeah, that's fine. That sounds good. Normal sounds good.
I mean, I was having to drink water and everybody had this wonderful beer and ale and I really wanted some.
Oh man, and I am so sorry. I mean, Orion isn't like my official mentor, but he sort of gives me some guidance, and Clintock's a real inspiration, I can tell you.
Well, I mean, he's awfully busy, that's for sure. He's got a lot of he's juggling a lot going on, that's for sure. I can't keep up with what he's doing.
He's trying to reform the local Brewers Guild, I think. I mean, that's amazing, and he's gotten amazingly far considering we haven't been here that long. I mean, but wow, everybody else is telling me we got things to do. We gotta go up, meet some lady up north to quest for some strange herb or whatever. But, hey, I love the guys. I've only been with them for less than a month, but I love this party. I mean, they pay me, they feed me. I'm in the beer capital of this little kingdom, I guess. And before he realizes he's talking to Karn's disciple, he leans in and goes, "That was the Wilberforce got me laid."
Oh, well.
Oh yeah, I mean they're a bit rough around the edges and definitely crazy, batshit crazy, but it beats the heck out of Crumwaller's carpetbaggers last time. I mean,
the carpetbaggers, that doesn't sound like a very adventurous sort of crew. I just saw the light in that. Card made me realize I want to make my mother proud, and she wasn't going to be proud of me the way that I was going before. I don't know how you'd feel about it if Basil Wilberforce did that for me. I hope that's allowed. That would be great.
I can put in I can try to put in a good word, but yeah, with Karn around, I'm not so sure you can get away with that. The kind of penance Karn would lay on you for licentious behavior would probably scare away an ogre.
Do you think he's really that bad?
Keep your ears open around this group. I keep hearing Karn stories, but they all seem to like him even so.
Maybe it's because of that big long sword that he's got. Is he good with that?
Oh, from what I've seen, yeah. But I hear stories about him charging against giants and hags and basically anything else that gets in his way. So, man, if nothing else, that man's got some serious balls.
Well, I hope somebody says that about me someday.
Yeah, but right now I'm feeling sort of ballless. So can we get back to the party and dump these foods, please?
To the party we go.
All right, you guys can go back to the party and safely return the boots and head back to the cottage at the Clashed Antler.
Yeah, I will give Clint walk in and look at Clint talking. Yeah, we got the guy back to his home safely, and but I'm not feeling that good. Can I have the rest of the night off?
Yeah, he sends you and Jeremiah can head back to the Clashed Antler.
Okay. So we'll do that.
So now it's Jeremiah and Johntor in Prigwort on their own in the cottage. What could possibly go wrong?
You hear this odd muttering from Johntor. Something about, I wonder if the advice about handling harm will work for his follower. Oh, no, you didn't hear that, right? You didn't hear that.
All right. So yeah, you can head back to the cottage where you stayed, rest for the rest of the evening, or if you plan on doing something.
Johntor is definitely, now that his nerves have settled a little, he wants to settle them a little more. He's definitely looking for a place to drink that isn't, crazy ass guy puts acid in his drinks, or snooty ass bastards that only serve you apples.
Okay. Let's see. You can go to the Clashed Antler. It does have like a common room.
While he's at Clashed Antler, he will stow the various things that he picked up in like his pack, since he's not wearing his pack around town. Toss it under his bed or whatever.
Okay. And so the things that you got, I will just remind you, the items that you picked up were a perfume bottle, a bag of like spices that when you like smelled it, you also got a potion bottle that looks like purpley, I believe it's like purpley soap colored consistency with an angry face on it, and of course the crystal, the jade person sitting in the crystal diamond throne, which you wrapped up in a mink, one of Ogsbody's mink coats. Now, if you just kind of like go back and if you look in your pack, you realize that that is packed in there. The mink coat is wrapped up, so you would assume that's the item that you wrapped up.
Okay, wait a minute. But when I touched the jade figurine to the throne, that's when it poofed up to a full size.
Yeah, that's when it poofed up, and then now it appears to be wrapped up like you had intended.
Okay, so I still have the figurine and the throne. It's just they're not reacting to each other anymore.
Correct.
Okay. Wow. Dodged a crossbow bolt on that one. Damn.
Seems like you gotta have the boots too, huh?
Yeah, well, probably, yeah.
But I'm assuming you're just going to stow that stuff and then go to the Clashed Antler, the common room, and get some drinks.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's had enough adventure for the night, so of course he's looking to get wasted drunk, so he has even more strange adventures for the night. But that's what a wisdom of 8 and an N of 10 gets you.
Jeremiah will go down with you to keep an eye out on you.
Such a friend.
All right.
Maybe to sneak a beer or two himself.
Okay.
Such an opportunist.
You wouldn't tell Karn, would you? He doesn't need to know.
Oh, no. I have instructions, and telling Karn crazy shit is definitely against the instructions.
I was watching everybody drinking those beers, and they look good. They look like they tasted great, especially at that one shop.
In honor of your temporary freedom, I'm going to buy the first round for you.
Hey,
Okay.
that's great. Thank you.
Let's see. I think Johntor actually has. Oh, that's right. He actually has money, so he's going to be stupid and act like a big shot. And basically, he's going to like drop 12 gold and just try to act like the big shot and drop it on the table and look at the waitress or whatever and keep them coming.
All right. So they're serving Cobsworth Pale, a fine fizzing ale with yellow hue and flavor of cherry syrup.
Ew.
Ooh.
And alcohol. Oh.
Indulging it brings on a propensity for pointed philosophical debate.
If I wanted cherry brandy, I would be buying cherry brandy. Why does this happen?
But why does anything happen, really?
So is this
Well-
how much gold did you drop to get drinks?
Well,
So that would easily be enough for 24 drinks if you want it.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a
well-
tip in there, but yeah, it's basically for a gold piece you can get 2 drinks, 2 mugs worth.
I'm sure there's
Well,
a
yeah.
constitution check in there somewhere. 24.
well, Johntor loves his brew, even if he doesn't love this particular brew.
Right.
And he is trying to wind down from the stress of dealing with an actual demon. So yeah, temperance and moderation is not him tonight, especially.
Okay. So the question would be, it sounded like Johntor is getting ripped. The question would be, is Jeremiah going to get there as well?
I don't know how ripped Jeremiah would get. He would probably have a couple of beers, and he's probably feeling slightly guilty about it. The spirit of Cuthbert, he can feel it eyeballing him and disapproving right now.
Okay. Give me 2 con checks to see how well you do.
All right,
Roll under your constitution.
that's not
Me or him?
not likely.
No, that's Jeremiah.
Let's see
Oh,
here.
that's Jeremiah. Oh, okay.
So I rolled a 20, and my con is 8 or 6.
You rolled a nat 20?
I rolled a nat 20
Yeah.
on that yellow low rolling die.
Okay. All right.
And the other one is
This made my life easy. Okay.
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
He falls off the wagon. When he falls off the wagon, he falls off hard.
I grabbed the low rolling die, the one that made Karn miss all those night in that fight in the mansion. Yeah, I got a 20 and an 18.
Damn.
And I've got a con of 6. Like, I shouldn't be a paladin. My charisma's 3.
3? 1, 2, 3, 3?
I didn't roll this.
Correct.
Wow.
All right. So needless to say,
I got a face like a bucket full of broken assholes.
Johntor, both you guys give me a 2d6 roll.
This ain't gonna be good.
Oh, this is not looking. Oh, well.
6 and a 1, 7. I
3
mean,
and a 1.
I have been in the stockade for a while, and where abstinence was enforced. And then since I've been out, I've been walking straight and narrow.
How many hit points does Jeremiah have?
1.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
He's supposed to be holding a torch and nothing else. Karn's going to be in need of another torch bearer.
So you guys are drinking, philosophical discussions. People are coming in and out. There's a talk of the discussion goes from Prigwort and the brewmasters and the council and Crookhorns and Captain Hogwash and Og's body and the strange boots he wears, and devolves to various conversations. And at some point, Johntor, you're staring down a fellow patron, obviously from Prigwort, a human man with like 6 teeth. He's got a big thing, big piece of like cloth in his nose. Looks like he's had a bloody nose. And he's kind of looking at you, and you both have a drink right in front of you. And there's a stack of 5 gold pieces in the center. Go ahead and make a con check.
I roll a 15, which is exactly his con.
Okay, so you got to roll under.
Oh,
So
well.
Give me another 2d6 roll.
2 and a 2.
Minus 3 gold pieces in addition to whatever you spent, Johntor.
Okay.
Wait, pick your pockets.
Or I just spent them, or I bet them, Okay, done.
You wake up to the sound of a rooster crowing. Both of you are aroused by a rooster crowing. As you wake up on some hay in a barn, there's a goat nearby just chomping away.
Oh God, a goat, not a girl.
And Jeremiah, when your eyes come to and you look at Johntor, you realize Johntor's got a black eye. Johntor, when you wake up and look over at Jeremiah, he's got a black eye.
Well, never mind the black eyes. First things first. Johntor looks over at the goat and goes, is that you, Jerky?
No, it is not the golden goat jerky.
It's not the golden goat jerky. Oh, right, because Jerky looks special because he was gotten from the Earl of Yellow. Right. Oh, yeah, wrong color. Oh, what? Ow, what? Ow.
You look like you got in a fight. Oh.
You look like
Hey,
you
why is
got
my
in a fight.
face sore?
Yeah, man, you got a good shiner there.
No, you got the shiner.
No, it's not who got the shiner. Check your fist. See who dealt the damage. And I'll look down and check my knuckles and see.
They look pristine.
How about mine?
They look fine.
Oh, man, we got beat on.
Well, at least we didn't beat each other up.
How do you know that? I sure as hell don't remember anything. Where are we? I hope we're still in Prigwort. So I will
be somewhere other than Prigwort.
I will stagger up and if this is a barn, I'm looking for a water trough.
Oh yeah, there's a water trough.
Does the standard, staggers over to it, shoves his head in, blows around for a moment, and comes up and then slicks back his hair. Oh, oh, better out than in.
Man, you're hardcore, Johntor. I just kind of sit up and rub my eyes and look around and
say what you want about beer. It doesn't taste good the second time around.
I walk outside of the barn and try to figure out where the heck we are.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a field. I mean, you're at somebody's farm. Obviously, there's a farmhouse nearby, and you certainly, Jeremiah, feel like you've got a hangover. I'm sure you've had one before.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got one.
Do I have my belongings?
Yeah, you've got your stuff.
So I'm not stranded without my belongings.
Correct.
Could be worse. Hey,
Yeah,
Johntor, do you remember a barn or a field? We're not in Prigwort anymore.
Great. I hope I didn't insult somebody while I was drunk. That's always the worst. And then they probably won't even tell us the way back to Prigwort.
Chances are good if we insulted somebody. That's why we have black eyes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, ow. Yeah, right. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so let's go check things out, I guess. And
we're in a barn, we're in a field. Is there a farmhouse?
Yeah, there's a farmhouse in the distance, yes.
In a distance.
Yeah, this looks like a pretty big farm area.
Stagger towards the farmhouse.
You want to go towards the farm? What if they're the ones that gave us the black eyes?
Then maybe we get another one? I don't know.
Is there a road around anywhere?
Yeah, I mean, there is a road. You can see one that kind of goes over some hills, yeah.
And all we can see in any direction is just farming fields, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can go to the farmhouse and ask directions. Or we can go to the road and flip a coin, pick a direction, and ask the first one that we come across if we're going in the right direction. I mean, how far from Prigwort could we possibly be?
Oh, no. Orion's been teaching me words like narrative hook. And that is such a narrative hook for all sorts of shit coming down on your head. Oh man, I wish you hadn't done that. Let's go to the farmhouse and figure it out from there, I guess.
All right, to the farmhouse.
Yeah, to the farmhouse indeed.
Maybe there's a pretty daughter there.
Maybe there's a reason we got, as you say, maybe there's the pretty daughter is the reason we got the black eye. And she did it. Oh, never mind.
I mean, we're a couple of strapping, good-looking young men. with my 3 charisma. There's no telling.
Jeremiah, you know I like you, but man, you look like the south end of a northbound horse.
Hey, now I'm not that bad. Mom always said that I was a good-looking young man, and
You
that
hear
I had a
some- you hear
face that only a mother could love.
For some reason, Johntor finds that absolutely hilarious. You can say what you like about it, but for some reason, Johntor finds that statement like absolutely cannot believe he said that hilarious.
So you're gonna
He's
walk
been-
to, you headed to the farmhouse, headed over there?
Sounds like it.
Yep.
Okay, passing
Farmhouse.
the, there's a easy, path to get there. There's, fields with cows and, some sheep, and, you begin to make your way over to the farmhouse. You can hear what sounds like a discussion coming from the farmhouse. Like the windows are open. It is clement and cheery today. You can hear a discussion coming from inside the house.
You know, a wise person would listen to it before knocking on the door. Unless Johntor hears something by accident, he's not listening.
Okay. All right. What about Jeremiah?
I think his hangover has him a little bit not caring.
Okay. All right. You go up to the door.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. You go up to the door. I presume you will knock.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the
not
discussion abruptly stops and the door opens. It is
Okay.
an older man, probably in his older. He's not that old. He's only in his 60s. Short, white graying hair, kind of sunken eyes, overalls. He looks at you. Can I help you?
Yeah, we're
Go
we're
ahead.
sort of lost. Which way's Prigwort?
He points to the north.
And could I mean, I would really appreciate some water that doesn't taste like horse spit and goat spit. Can I get some water before we go? I'll pay you. It's no problem.
Yeah, it's some water. He kind of he's like blocking the door, and he kind of stands. He kind of peers kind of past you, like outside, and he kind of like, the well's over there.
Oh, okay, man. Will do. Thanks.
Thank
North?
you very much.
Is that way north? Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Now be quick about it. Don't be hanging around here.
Oh, well, the only reason I'd hang around is if you had beer. And maybe not even then. I've had a bad night last night. I wonder, I mean, unless something else strange happens, he will wander over to the well and try to draw some water and,
Yeah. The old man kind of steps back, quickly closes the door.
drink as much as he can and then,
Yep.
take up a couple of handfuls and sort of wash his face and rub his hands off. And, oh, I feel so much better. Here you go, Jeremiah.
I'll follow suit. I didn't dunk my head into the horse trough, so I, take the bucket and pour some over my head because this seems to be a little bit more like it.
All right. So yeah, eat the water. It's fresh well water. So then you hear the conversation continue. As soon as you close the door, you hear the voices again pick up and they start talking.
After I get the water over my head, I feel a little bit more interested about what that might be. Maybe try to hear, maybe walk a little closer. Look at the house first, see if anybody's looking out the windows, and if not, walk a little closer and try to overhear.
Johntor like looks at you and but he follows you. So
It sounds like there's somebody in there talking to the old man, trying to convince him of something. Like he's made some kind of offer, and the old man keeps saying, I'm not interested. Whatever you got, whatever you're trying to tell me, I'm not interested.
all righty.
Can I tell what he's trying to convince him of?
It sounds like he mentioned something to him about his sons and that his sons should help. And the conversation sounds like maybe they know each other or there's some sort of familiarity with the two people talking. He's like, look, we're going to get paid. Here's their opportunity for your kids to get paid. It's more than you're going to make doing this farming in a whole year. This will sustain you at least for a year. Then you won't have to worry about everything.
Hey, Johntor, this old man sounds like he doesn't want to have his kids pick up this job. Maybe if we wait for this person to leave, we can pick up the job, make some money.
Wow, you really aren't following Karn. He gives all this gold away, but you keep trying to come up with ways to get more. I'm starting to like you, man.
Is that a bad thing?
Obviously not. It's just, you know what I mean about Karn.
Well, I barely know him. He just hired me recently. I mean, I know that he follows Cuthbert, and I know that we're not supposed to drink, and I know that, so I've already sinned that way. I didn't mean to do that, but man, sometimes the beer goes down good. And I know that we're supposed to try to help people, but I mean, I didn't know there was anything wrong with making money. Aren't we supposed to tithe some of the money that we make to the church?
Yeah, that's it. If you give it away, it's all good. That's right. Johntor says with absolutely no signs of a straight face.
Okay. I imagine Karn is somebody like who grew up in a monastery, probably an orphan of some sort, and he had all this beat into him until he was sent out to the world. Whereas, this guy's a recent convert who doesn't have that background yet. Like, he's still learning how to be what he's supposed to be. Like,
right.
Karn picked him up and said, "Okay, I'm going to leave you here on your own. We'll be back."
Yeah, he's a former bandit. Yeah, we all know about those former bandits.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, Johntor is more than happy to earn extra money. It's just, he did not expect it of your character to be flexible. There's the word, flexible.
Yeah. Well, maybe that'll change if he doesn't die young. It seems likely.
With his one hit point, and what do you say, 6 con?
So you're just going to wait for the discussion to end and.
Yeah, like maybe go out to the driveway or something and meet this guy when he comes out.
Okay.
The farmer did warn us not to hang around. We don't want to find out that he's got a blunderbuss full of rock salt.
Or a crossbow for that matter. Those bastards will get you too.
Yeah.
All right. So the conversation ends and the door opens and I mean, you guys are probably, I don't know if you're like acting casual by the door or something.
Then we'd go towards the end of the driveway, like further away from the house.
Yeah.
Okay. You see the door open, 3 individuals leave. They they look like sort of adventure types. They're carrying weapons. They got kind of like some shitty leather armor, and they all just come out of there, and the door closes, and the last guy to leave, as the door almost like closed on him, he just kind of whacks the door with his shield as he's irritated, and then they start walking, and they spot you guys, and one of them says, "Looks like they're up and about."
Oh, hi. You know us?
Yeah, you were you got a free carriage ride last night.
Oh, from who?
From us.
Free carriage ride?
Somehow you ended up in the back of the carriage. I don't know what you were doing there. You were pissed drunk. Both of you.
Oh, so you were the ones who tossed us in the barn?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for that, man. You wouldn't believe the places I've woken up to after being drunk. On a hay bale in a barn is actually pretty decent, all things considered.
Did we have these shiners already, or did you give those to us too?
Oh, no. We wouldn't waste time to punch you. I think you can thank some barmaid for that.
Oh, no. I don't know what I said when I was drunk.
Must not have paid her enough. I mean, I think, never mind.
Maybe we offered to pay her. Maybe that was the problem.
I don't know, man. Women confuse me.
They're hard to figure out. I know.
Even in fantasy RPGs. Universal truth. So the one guy says, name's Rufus. You looking for him to make some coin?
I like coin.
Sure.
What you got going on?
I headed up to Prigwort. Headed back up there again.
Oh, great.
Again.
What you going to do
we're
in
headed-
Prigwort that's going to get us some coin?
Just scouting around the town, checking it out.
What do you need us to do?
Maybe do a little bit of lookout for us.
We can look out.
Gather some information.
Between 2 of us, we got 2 good eyes.
He looks. Yeah. You're right.
Oh, that sounds good. Prigwort's a great place. We've been there for the last few days. Maybe we could get started on this, if you gave us a little advance,
kind of information are we looking for too?
Well, we just want to see how active this captain is up here and his guards. Kind of patrols they have.
Oh man, the real problem is with the captain and his guards. I mean, there were some crewcorns in town a couple of nights ago, and we had to basically couple of nights ago. No, last night.
Last,
No, last night. Wow, time flies.
it
And
was last night.
we had to basically twist his arm to get him to do shit. He's like, he only listens to money, but you got that lady Harrimore with the Order of Saint Sedge who's camped out on the edge there. She's all the righteous and lawful type. So, I mean, you don't want to deal with sneaky shit around her.
Yeah, we're not worried about her. We're just worried about this Captain Hogwash and what kind of patrols he's got in town.
Okay. Yeah.
He can really step up his job. He can
Oh.
really step up his game, do a better job.
Yeah, and he's all really buzzed about some break in at the tailor where, there's this, snooty ass tailor in town, and apparently somebody broke in and they spotted people getting away but don't know who it is. I mean, honestly, the man sounds like he only moves when somebody with a lot of money strokes his ass.
So you're saying he can be bought? Is that what you're saying?
I think so. I mean, it's not like I tried. I don't have the kind of money it would take. But man, I mean, he let crookhorns into town, and so his men can't be worth as much as the trollers either.
Yeah, it seems likely he could be bought with money, but that's not a good kind of captain of the watch now, is it?
Sounds like a pretty good captain of the watch to me.
Yeah, and those towny types, they always like the town money because they'll be sticking around, so they can't make. I mean, they can't do too much or they'll piss off the townies.
He hands you so this one guy kind of reaches into his pouch and he hands you each a gold piece. So that's our advance. Well, we got more coming.
Sure,
Oh,
man. This will buy
excellent.
you 2 drinks. This will buy you 2 drinks at the Clash Antler. That's exactly what got us in trouble last night.
But you know what they say, bite the dog that bit you back. Best cure for a hangover.
Oh man, 1 day away from Karn and you're already on the money.
As you're doing this, Johntor, you're having this exchange. You realize, wait a second, this one guy looks familiar. I've seen this guy before. He's got some scars on his face. This is one of the people that Basil Bessex armed wrestled at Fort Vulgar. And as you think about that, you realize he's got a tattoo on his forearm of some kind of sea monster, which they called Big Chook. And when you notice that, you realize all 3 of them have the same tattoo.
You guys got the Big Chook tattoos. Everybody loved those back at Fort Vulgar.
What do you know about Fort Vulgar?
Oh, that's where we first came into this town. We followed the crazy friar through ferry where he was rescuing lost souls and popped into here, and Fort Vulgar was the first place we showed up. Oh, that was a great bar. We traded some monster tentacles for some beer and a stay. They were pretty happy with that.
And the one guy looks at you and is like, that was you guys?
You're the arm wrestler.
The other 2 kind of smirk at him. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, too bad Basil isn't here. He's always up for a rematch. But would you believe the last person to beat him? Little slip of a girl. Couldn't be more than 5 feet high. But man, she was the kind who could chew horseshoes and spit nails.
I don't know anything about Fort Vulgar or arm wrestling. That Bessex guy, he was kind of strange, but he left already. You won't be able to find him in Prigwort.
They went on what did Orion call it? Side quest. There you go. Call it side quest.
That girl's there though.
Oh yeah, we can introduce you to her. See, if you put her down arm wrestling, it'll be like you beat Basil.
So the one guy you recognize, the arm wrestler with the scars, tattoo, he's got some extras. He kind of like gives you that cockeyed look when you're doing this talking like, what? He's like, oh, hold on. And he grabs the other two and pulls them aside as they're having a little discussion.
Okay.
When he does that, I look at Johntor and go, you do realize that they're planning to do things that Karn and company would probably disapprove of, right?
Oh, Karn, yeah, but Clintock says he loves chaos and can always take advantage of it. I'll warn our crew. Don't worry about it.
Okay, just so you know, I think they're up to no good.
What? What do you think that? I mean, they're a little rough around the edges, but I mean, our current crew is
Because up to
worse
2
than
weeks
anything.
ago, I was a bandit and I know my type.
Yeah, that is
Oh.
correct.
So you think this lookout job might not be a good idea?
Why do you need a lookout?
Oh, damn it. Sorry. Loyalties. Beer. Oh, okay. Got that covered. Oh, crap. I guess we don't want to do anything that pisses off our current crew. I guess we'll. Oh, man. I guess we'll have to tell them
We need to tell Clintock is what we need to do. He's smart enough to figure out how to do something with them.
Yeah, you're right. He would know what to do. Oh, man. I'm glad you're here. You got those people smarts. Even if you,
Two of us, it don't matter who's. One of us is the blind and one of us is the stupid, and we're gonna choose off which one it is.
Yeah, you got those people smarts. Oh, okay. So you want us to play along and then tell Clintock what's going on. Okay, I'm cool with that.
I'm just making sure you know that they're probably bandits. Like, I know Karn wouldn't approve, but Karn's not there, right? So, how do we deal with this?
Yeah, well, the real problem is Johntor used his sleep spell yesterday, and considering he was passed out drunk, he hasn't studied it. So if shit goes down, he doesn't have the only thing he has is the stupid dentures with control water.
So if shit goes down, let's make sure we're near water.
So the three of them have this discussion. They come over and they say, okay, think we're going to head, you guys, before we head to Prigwort, we're going to head back to the camp and get some of the stuff we left there before it
Okay.
gets too late.
Yeah,
And the other one looks, Edgar looks at his companion. Come on, for their trouble. And the other guy reaches into his pouch. He hands you both another gold piece.
Oh yeah. Oh sure. Well, we're gonna head to Prigwort. Some of our crew may be wondering where we are, but if you want to get hold of us, we're staying at the Clashed Antler.
We need you to come with us to help carry some of our gear.
Oh, okay. I look at Jeremiah like, oh, then sort of shrug at him.
What else?
Okay.
They just gave us another gold. That's what money's for.
Oh, okay. If you say so.
They're probably going to tie us up and torture us for information.
I'm not seeing a happy end, but I'm also not seeing a happy end if we start shit here.
I mean, we just went off to have a couple of beers, damn it.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's how it starts.
That's how it starts. Yeah, so I guess we'll go with them.
I'm playing Johntor a little stupider than he actually is, but he is. The way I wrote up his backstory, he's literally an elvish teenager who got kicked out for being a lazy, worthless, useless lump of whatever who liked to sit around and drink beer. All
right. So you are going to, so they start heading south away from Prigwort to go to their camp, as they said, to get their stuff. So you help them carry it.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Before we get into combat, I have to correct myself. I forgot I'm high enough level to have more than one memorized spell. And so he does have actually he's got 3 spells, and since he doesn't know any other ones, he's got 2 sleeps left, and he's got control water versus potential.
Okay.
Using the deck. Sorry, I forgot.
No, that's fine. That's all right. So they're headed south. Are you following along?
Yeah.
They paid us.
Okay. You start to head south, away from the farmhouse. One of the guys kind of lingers in the back. He stops to take a piss and then proceeds to follow up behind you guys, like walking behind you at a safe distance. He's not like right on you.
Right.
He's bringing
Oh,
up
it's not
rear
like
and making sure we don't
it's
break
not
and
like
run.
he's not like he's, keeping us from running away or anything. No, that's not happening.
Why would we try to run away? We got nothing to fear here.
Yeah, this whole situation.
These guys just
stinks,
need a
and
couple of lookouts.
you had to remind Johntor that, this whole situation stinks. So,
Yeah.
oh well, nothing to do about it now. I mean, we're following them, so
We're walking down the
So
road, we're kicking
about
rocks.
an hour. So you walk a couple miles, about a couple, a couple miles, at least an hour or so in. There are more trees, and then you're getting closer to sort of a tangled forest as they're heading towards a path that goes in the forest.
oh man, guys, you had trouble with crookhorns? We've only been here in this place a little over a week, and we've dealt with blooms and crookhorns and all sorts of
Those
crazy
crookhorns
stuff.
are more to the north. You don't worry about them down south here, south of Prigwort.
Well, they
Those,
sure as heck in Prigwort. And the one in Prigwort was eating a body.
those are just rumors that old women say at coffee and tea.
Yeah, except we killed it and slit its throat. So ain't no rumor there.
He kind of looks back at you with your black eye. He's like, "Oh, really?" Kind of like he does not believe that story.
Okay. Yeah, so Johntor is desperately fighting to not say, "Oh, I know magic," because that would be really stupid to risk. That would be really stupid to reveal that capability. That would be really stupid to reveal that capability. That would be really stupid to reveal that capability. Maybe don't reveal that capability. Okay, there we go. Less stupid now.
Not stupid now.
Not stupid, just less.
So you enter you're starting down a path in a tangled forest.
Well,
Yeah.
not suspecting a thing at all untowards to happen. Nope, nothing at all.
Yeah.
I have chainmail and a spear and a shield.
Yep.
So as you're walking, there's some, some of it's thick and some of it you can see through, but sitting on like a stump that's been cut, like a tree fell and they cut it. It looks like another one of these, dressed very similarly, with like crappy leathers. He's just kind of sitting there and they just kind of nod, wave to each other as you guys walk. He's like, well, it's not much farther to the camp from here. And you can start to smell smoke. You do not
Okay.
see a fire. There's a strong smell of smoke now in the air. And you pass two more of the same description, these guys in the woods. They just kind of see you pass by and, they kind of nod to them. And you enter a camping area. There's 3 tents. And if there was a fire going, it is extinguished. It's out. It's not even smoldering. And there's a couple barrels, and there's somebody just kind of sitting out in front of the tent, legs crossed, just kind of sitting there having a drink from a mug. He's got his helmet off. Same kind of description.
So there were 3 guys originally.
Yep.
Then we passed one lookout. Then we passed 2 more lookouts.
Yep.
Yep.
And we got 1 more sitting in camp. So at least 7 of these bastards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got a crew.
Jeremiah, you and your 1 hit point are dead. Sorry.
So the one guy, Edgar, kind of goes in one of the tents, and he's like, "Where's the boss at?" Comes back out. "Where's the boss?" He said, "He's got a meeting. He's down the hill there." And you can smell smoke. And actually now you can see it in the distance, like puffs of black smoke coming up.
That's where the fire is. Okay. Does it look like big puffs of black smoke?
Not really, no.
Okay.
More like a campfire type of thing, but like I said, there's no campfire here. He says, he's like, "No, this can't wait." And he says, "You two follow me. Come on."
Okay.
Sure. Heck of a lookout job.
Yeah, well, we want you to meet the boss.
All right, let's go meet the boss.
So Edgar starts leading you past the tents, and you're going through like a path. You're going down into it's not really a valley, just down, down a slope. And through the trees, you can see what looks like a fire, but it looks like it's smoldering, like flickers of flame. But it looks like it's on the top of somebody's head.
Oh.
And then you realize it's a short, squat-looking dwarf man who is very dark, has a dark complexion, and he is having a discussion. He is sitting there, he's talking with somebody, and you instantly recognize it is a crookhorn.
Uh-oh.
In his tall stature, he's got like funky ass leathers on with some kind of weird crown thing, twisted crown of antlers on his head, and they're having a discussion.
We're in trouble.
Great, great, great. Stumbled right into it.
All right, he's leading you down there. What are you doing?
I'm wishing that I was wearing my shitting pants.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. How many people are with us right now?
Right now, it's
Like-
just Edgar is leading you down to this encounter. To this looks like a meeting between. Well, you would know. It looks like a dwarf, and
We're hoping
and
he's the boss that we're supposed to meet, and not the crookhorn.
Okay. Honestly, as a player, I don't know. I mean, play along, try to get out later, or realize you're ass deep in shit and, deal with problems.
The only thing that's going through Jeremiah's is nod, agree, stay along for the ride. Hope you stay alive until you get back somewhere close to Prigwort's and get Clintock and go. Well,
Johntor distinctly looks at you and like raises his eyebrows, and you're just like, and he's like, okay. Seriously,
have you ever heard of Fonzie? What's Fonzie?
Yeah, seriously thought about sweeping Edgar and running like shit. But yeah, but Mr. Dwarf on Fire and Crookhorn guy are probably too high level and will run us down and kill us. So we need to get out of their way first.
yeah, you would estimate this crookhorn is probably 7'5", 7'6" tall. He towers over the dwarf, and you realize he's leaning on a shield that looks like a repurposed barn door.
Okay, yeah, this is way. They cannot possibly pay us enough. But in this unusual circumstance, Johntor will be happy to get out with his fucking life.
Yeah.
But yeah, not happy.
So Edgar says, "Wait right here," and he hurries down. Finally, that dwarf turns and looks, and you can see that his head is like a smoldering fire, and just black smoke is just poofing out. And he kind of stares at him like looks pissed, but he could look pissed all the time. And Edgar comes running up, and you see them talk, and you see the dwarf kind of look past him and see the two of you like in astonishment.
And dwarf looks at me. Johntor's playing the idiot.
Jeremiah's just like, so trying to be cool.
So the dwarf turns to this large crookhorn and says something, and the crookhorn kind of picks up his big shield, just kind of gives a huff, and just kind of walks off into the woods somewhere. You see things moving around as he begins to move, like other things are moving. You would assume other crookhorns sort of following him as he kind of goes deeper into the wood. And the dwarf kind of comes walking up a little bit up this like slope, and he looks at the two of you, and he says, "So Edgar here tells me you're in Prigwort with this Clintock, Card Stone."
We're a mercenary company. I thought you guys were gonna hire us for merc work.
Oh, we'd love to.
Yeah, we've done some work for them.
What's your price?
What's the job?
Scouting Prigwort. I just need you to scout Prigwort.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, standard daily pay plus hazard bonus if anybody taxes.
Are we scouting for
Yeah.
good targets to rob mercantiles from? Are we scouting for patrols so you can make sure that you can rob the church? Are you scouting?
No, we want to move goods through Prigwort. We just don't want any interference.
So you want to know what the patrols are like?
Yes.
So all we got to do is stand on the street on the streets of the passage through town and find out what time the patrols go by every day.
Yes.
Mark
Oh,
it all down
cool.
and give you a list.
You've done this before?
Oh, who me? No, never. And I pulled my my nose.
Me? No, not what? Yeah,
No,
right.
never. But I got a good guess of what it's supposed to be like. Is my guy literate? Can I write? I've gotten into
It-
12,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I probably do have literacy, right? I can probably write a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's independent.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I can keep notes. How many days do you want it for?
Oh, just for today.
Oh, just for today. Daylight's burning. We better hurry. They've already given us 2 gold. What do you say about make it an even 8 gold each on top of that, 10 gold? That'll make sure that we can pay for rooms tonight, get some good food and drinks. I'll get you good notes.
Yeah, whatever. Suddenly have need of those drinks. Hair, dog of the hair or whatever. Yeah.
Oh
So-
no, I won't get the drinks till tomorrow. I got a job to do today.
Who am I
Oh,
paying?
man,
Who's
right.
being paid for this?
Well,
Um,
Johntor and me. I'm Jeremiah.
You don't have anybody else to pay?
Do I need anybody else to pay?
yeah, I mean, it's just checking out the patrols, right? You hardly even need 2 guys for that.
I
mean,
want
we
to
can
make
pick
sure that
somebody
it's
else up
done.
if you want.
I want to make sure that it's correct.
Hey,
I know
both of
somebody
us
in
can-
town I can pick up to help us. They'd probably do it for at least for another 10 gold. What's
Right.
that girl's name? The one that beat the guy in the arm wrestling? Her. She'd probably be glad to do it
Oh.
for 10 gold. She probably already
Oh,
has a good
yeah.
idea of it too.
Yeah, she'd do a lot for gold. You can tell she's the type.
What about this Clintock?
Oh man, he's got his nose up in the air. He's like, I mean, he's trying to get in the council's business and everything else. I mean, that man is too much of an independent, if you know what I mean.
I don't think he would work for the kind of gold that we'd be willing to work for.
Okay.
You'd probably need a big old sack of gold to make him happy.
He reaches into his
Yeah,
pocket and pulls out like 2 rubies. I might have the funds to help, but I don't want to overpay for this sort of information.
Yeah, we're really going to need Clintock to help us figure out how we cross based on this and turn it to our advantage.
So who do I have the pleasure of paying? Jeremiah?
I'm Jeremiah.
Yeah.
That's Johntor, right?
yeah. Johntor L'Oreal, except my family threw me out, so I don't know if I can climb the L'Oreals anymore. But what the hey, they're halfway across the continent. I can do what I want out here.
Mama said my name was Jeremiah and that I was the son of no man, just some dirty, rotten bastard that I was better off without knowing. So I'm just Jeremiah.
And who else am I going to pay this? There's someone else in Prigwort?
What was that girl's name? I can't think of it now. Basil's apprentice.
Yeah, Bethel.
Bethel, yes.
Right, Bethel Birdsdale.
Yeah, Bethel.
I've got it written down on my sheet up there.
Bethel.
Bethel Birdsdale. Bethel Birdsdale.
Yeah.
We can see if she would be helpful. She might already know
Oh,
all the
yeah.
controls by heart.
Yeah, she actually beat Basil Wilberforce in arm wrestling. That was so funny watching that little girl put him down.
No,
Basil
Beth-
Wilberforce.
That was Bethix.
Basil Bessick, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
he would say Bessick. He's not crossing his words.
Oh, he did. Okay, that was not a faux pas. He did. He would have
Yeah.
said Bessix. Okay.
That was Russell screwing up, not
Okay.
the character.
But it's
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of hard to keep track of which Basil and which Bethel we're talking about.
So is he in town in Prigwort to assist this Basil Bessix?
Yeah,
they're off somewhere.
that's right. They went off somewhere on the other side of the lake.
Side of the lake.
I mean, I did get the map right. I mean, right?
Yeah, isn't
Oh,
Basil Bethix with Karn in them?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we
Well,
don't.
they went-
Not
they
on the
went-
other side of the lake there, but they went off. They're a few days away. I'd have to look at that map again.
Yeah.
Well, they went south to Castle Brackenwold.
Okay.
South, they went. Yeah, they weren't going on the other side of the lake.
There's the big map. Okay, so we're on the same side of the lake, actually. But yeah, they're headed off towards Castle Brackenwold.
Now, are we in the direction of Brackenwold, or are we down the Horse Eye Road?
Hold on.
So basically, you're south of Prigwort.
Yeah,
like due directly south. You're off the road somewhere.
but they went
I mean,
south. They went south towards Brackenwold too, right?
yeah, because the plan there was to go around the lake, but since the friar was stopping at Brackenwold first, they followed him since he was our local guide, and not only that, he did us a good turn.
Yeah.
So instead of going straight south and then around the lake, they went to Brackenwold, and they were going to take the
Was it Lankshorn?
It might have
yeah,
been.
then take something, Greg, Shantytown, and go that way, and then Langshorn, yeah. So yeah, it was a side trip before they went around the lake.
So it is accurate to say they're heading for the other side of the lake.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah, they're heading for the other side of the lake. They're going to be gone for days and days and days. You don't have to worry about them.
Well, in case this Captain Hogwash causes a problem, I want to know who I can count on.
You can
Well,
definitely count on us.
I don't see Hogwash being much of a problem. All you got to do is slip him some gold, and he'll probably just turn the blind eye.
Yeah.
But this other order of Saint Sedge,
Oh yeah, they're hard asses.
Mm-hmm.
They're camped out on the outskirts there, and that lady Harrimore, it is Harrimore, right?
yeah, it's Hilda Harrimore, yeah.
Hold the hair.
It's one of the Harrimores, right? Yeah, that lady Hilda's a bit of a hard ass.
Didn't you have some kind of orator or
There was a bard.
minstrel type? Is he in town as well?
Oh yeah, Orion, but he's off with the other guys. He's off with the guys headed around the lake.
So it's just this Basil Wilberforce and
No, he's headed around the lake too.
From that group, it's just
They're giving him the information he needs to know the Thunderous Fury aren't there and he can invade.
yeah, it's just as far as the big shots in that group, it's just Clintock in town right now. He's working some deal with the council. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's working some deal with the council.
so he reaches into his pocket again and hands you each a red ruby gem.
Woohoo!
Now, give me
Pretty
this
fair pay.
information and I will get you the rest of your payment.
Yeah, no problem, man. How do we get it back to you? Do we come back out here, or is there a contact?
One of my associates will come and collect the information.
What's the name of the place that we're staying at?
Flash Antler.
Okay. Do we know the name of some other place that might be there in town?
Oh, you want to disassociate us? Okay.
So yeah, you've seen the Raptatten's Inn. That might be a little bit no, it's not upscale, common quality lodging. So the Wrinkled Medlar is a place to stay. That's probably
It's a little upscale.
that's a little
isn't it?
upscale. So yeah.
What was the first one again?
Raptappens. So I'll tell them that we'll probably get some rooms at the Raptappens. Just tell them to ask for Jeremiah.
Will do.
And you just want to know what the captain's guard is doing, what the patrols are like, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no problem there.
Kind of both. He stares both of you down. But I thank you for your work.
Yeah, it's all good.
And he kind of turns and walks back down into like the gully, back into the woods. You can just see he kind of vanishes, but you can see the whirls of smoke coming out. You can kind of see where he's going because he's leaving a smoke trail. And Edgar just sighed, like when he leaves, he goes, "Oh, okay. Well, you guys got your info.
Yeah, we got our orders. I gotta ask, is it normal for him to be on fire like that?
Yeah, I guess I don't ask a lot of questions. I mean,
Yeah, that's probably pretty. Well, that's probably really smart.
so he leads you back up to the camp, and he kind of goes in to one of the tents and kind of messes around with some stuff. Comes back out, like he's got his backpack on. He's kind of adjusting it, and then he's like, "Okay, we'll head out into town then."
Okay, well, we'll follow him.
Or maybe at least we can get a carriage ride.
Yeah. Johntor is going to deliberately play the idiot. Man, the dwarves around here are really weird. I mean, we got the guys with fungus growing all over them, and now we got the guy who's on fire. And man, where I come from, dwarves are just short, tough bastards, not, growing stuff or on fire. I mean, wow.
You never know what you find in the Dolmen Wood.
I mean, that is kind of
Yeah.
hardcore.
Jeremiah, you are from the Dolmen Wood, correct?
Oh, I guess. Yeah. Now I think about it.
Yeah, you are from the Dolmen Wood.
Okay.
You have never heard of dwarf like you just saw.
And I mean, I've been around here, Dolmenwood, all my life, and I've never heard of anything a dwarf like that. Either he's not from around here, or he's just decided to set himself on fire.
And one of the guys looks at you. I'm assuming this conversation's happened as you're walking into Prigwort, like your head.
Yeah.
And he says, "You don't get out of Prigwort much, do you?"
Well, I mean, I was locked up in the stockades for a while.
Well, that'll do it. Yeah. Oh yeah, down in the south at Dolmenwood, they got them everywhere.
Dwarves on fire in the south.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so that's a normal thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing about the Dolmenwood. Everything's normal here.
Yeah.
Even when it's weird, it's normal.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
first I heard of it.
Anything else on your return to Prigwort that you want to talk to them about or discuss or ponder or anything?
Nah, I mean, we can't talk in front of this guy, or our ass is probably grass. So,
I think Jeremiah would just keep pretty tight-lipped and act like, this hangover's pretty rough and not talk much.
yeah, Johntor's probably just running his mouth random. His stupid act, which is only half an act.
So there's kind of like a retaining wall that goes around some of Prigwort. It sort of kind of goes around it, but it's not really a wall, I would say, that's going to keep an army or soldiers out. It's not really maintained that much. But they come up to Prigwort, go through kind of the woods, and then on the south end of Prigwort, there's a piece of the wall that's kind of cracked, and you can see, well, you know what, Jeremiah, you probably, since the type of group that you hung out with, you would know that this is one of the passages people kind of sneak into Prigwort without going through the main gates.
Okay.
It's not a big surprise to you that that's what they've done. They kind of just push the piece of this wall kind of out of the way and kind of scoot in and push it back.
This is how we're entering Prigwort, huh?
Right. If you look at the map where it's sort of kind of between 8 and 7, like the wall right in there, where the jeweler and the wrinkled medlar are, kind of sneak in. They don't want to make it obvious they're coming in. And Edgar and his crew tell you that they will meet up with you wherever you're supposed. Once they collect their information, because they're going to do some scouting too, they're going to meet up with you late tonight, wherever you're staying.
Well, we'll probably get rooms over here at Raptappen's Quadrant. We're real close to there already. And
Okay.
that puts us right by the gate, so we can see everything from the room there. And then it looks like we probably want to be over here at the maybe one of us needs to get a room at the Open the Oast and watch from the other side of the other gate.
We're going to have to wander around. We really actually want to get all the patrols. We're going to need to hit all of the streets. So we are going to need to wander around a bit.
He said he just needed to know what the main chute was like through here. So, you got the one gate over here, and then you go through the center of town and you're going right past the one end until you get to the center of town. And then, the Open the Oast overlooks the other gate all the way to the center of town again. So if we get a room at each of those, we can just look out the window and watch.
3 gates. There's one near 13, which is the Abbey Gate. There's one 11, that's the Groaning
there's
Gate.
one at 11.
And there's 12, which is the Turret Gate. And Johntor will find time to say something to him quietly, which is we need to be able to wander around so we can vanish and pass along messages. So yeah, there's 3 gates in town. We're gonna have to move around. We can't just sit in one place and reconnoiter from there. Nice idea. I would love to sit around and get paid, but we're actually gonna have to move around.
If we can speak in private for half a moment, even if we wait till this guy goes away, I would look at Johntor and go, do you really actually plan on scouting for them?
Oh, hell no. Well, A, if you don't think those rubies can track us, think again. We're leaving them in the room. And B, we need to look like we're doing their job long enough to get away and tell Clintock and see what he says. And this is big enough that we may have to tell some of the hard asses like Harrimore, because I'm sorry, had too many crookhorns try to kill me to make nice with them. I thought they were animals. What the hell? That one was huge and it was wearing armor.
I will also remind you that when you said something to them and Edgar about crookhorns, he said, "No, there's none around here. They're all up north."
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And we saw a lot of,
And he walked down there with you when there was when there was a huge one standing there.
And we saw movement that looked like maybe there were more. Oh yeah, the major ass problem. And since we're in private, the other thing for Jeremiah is once we slip away, we stay together because they isolate us. They can put a knife in our back pretty easy.
Yeah, those three guys kind of as soon as you get in the town, they disperse. They've gone. They're going to do their thing.
Well, Johntor truly believes those rubies are tracking devices.
Okay.
Hoping like hell they're, now that I think about it, hoping like hell they're not clairaudience and they're listening to his plan. a little late right now. So he's going to advise leaving the rubies in the damn room we get at the end.
I mean, if you really wanted to know if they are magical, you could go to Bag Manor, and there is a consulting magician there who could detect magic on them.
We know about them. I don't care.
I'm just putting that out.
No, I get the idea, but right now the biggest thing is getting the news out. It takes us 30 seconds to leave those suckers behind somewhere in the room.
Okay.
Or Bag Manor could take us hours and hours and hours.
Gotcha. All right. So you want to dump them at the room at the Clashed Antler at your cottage?
No.
Okay.
No.
I want to get a room at Raptappen's Quadrant.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're obviously in a different place than the Thunderous Fury people who we are. Because if you didn't catch what Jeremiah did, was he hinted that we were working for Thunderous Fury.
Right.
That we were mercenaries working for them, not that we were part of it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I was telling them we were staying there at Raptappen and get a place we're going to try to get a place with a window overlooking the road if we can. We'll leave the rubies in there for now.
Right. And then we will go scout, since obviously we can't just sit around and do it because there are at least 3 gates, so we have to go to all of them. We will go scout and go find, people to warn. Clintock first because he's the smart guy in our group. But honestly, this is in character. Once we ditch the rubies and once if we can't find Clintock fast, I'm all for running messages to the captain and Aramore. Maybe Aramore first. The captain last night. I mean, what the hell was his problem? He wouldn't move. He wouldn't move until we convinced him we weren't crazy. I mean, I get that we aren't exactly the most trustworthy people in the world, but damn it, that guy's got a serious case of lard ass.
He probably isn't in on it because if he was in on it, they wouldn't be worried about where his patrols were.
Yeah, that's true. But is he gonna? Well, okay, we did find a couple last night, so maybe he'll believe us. Crap, or maybe he'll think we're in on it. Got to get Clintock first. But again, if we can't find him, if we can't find him, I say we, talk to everybody who we think will believe us. Like that lady at the church was pretty cool, and Lady Aramore, and maybe the captain once we convince one of the others. But I mean, holy shit!
So here's our order of operations. We go and we get a room here at this place. We stash the rubies there. We hide them, like find some place to hide them inside the room. In case they're real rubies and we can have some money. And then we go and we try to find Clintock at the Clash Antler. And if we can't find them there, we go find Lady Hairmore. We warn her because she can light the fire under the captain's butt.
Right. Since she knows you're under Karn's guidance, maybe to give you the benefit of the doubt.
And it gives me a chance to show my worth.
Right, that's right. Oh man, must be a pain in the ass being a paladin. Nice to see you're a little less uptight than most of them so far.
Give me time, I'll get there.
Oh man, I hope you don't. It's been fun. It's been fun so far.
All right. So you go to the Raptatten's Quadrant Inn.
Yep.
It's a squat building of black timber with eggshell-colored trim, surrounding a grassy courtyard, which wavers a single stunted elm. It's a small black sign depicting 3 concentric yellow squares and an austere inscription, Raptappen.
Well, hopefully they're not too expensive.
So you enter the front hallway, and there is a green mossy carpet with dark wood paneling.
Boy, these guys went overboard on there.
Is there a desk?
Yeah, there's a front desk. It's eerily quiet. Like you don't hear like conversations, or it's just really quiet in here. Like you can hear your footsteps on the carpet.
What time of day is it? What time are we getting?
It's like afternoon.
Yeah. Hello, anybody here?
Yeah, a woman a gaunt woman, with a noble nose, wearing a black suit, steps up. She says, "Can I help you?" And when she says that, you get the smell of mothballs.
Wow.
The question is whether Orion has bitched about it enough. No, I mean, that's part of their whole quest is to go to the spring to get rid of the hag stench. But the question is whether he said the hag stench was the mothball smell. And I'm the player and I cannot remember. So I am going to give the character a roll, and in this case, I hope the character is actually fucking clueless, because I don't want to have to react to a hag. Sorry, just thinking out loud so you understand what's going through my mind here. So I'm giving him, that would be an int roll, since that's probably just memory more than anything else, and roll A. And he indeed fails a memory roll and doesn't realize what a mothballs mean.
And Jeremiah, no clue at all.
Yeah, so he's like, "Oh, you keep things nice and clean in here. That's always good. We need a room with a couple of beds for a couple of nights."
Oh, well, I can
Preferably
certainly
with a view
do.
of the street. We like to watch what's going on outside.
Oh, I certainly could do that. Yes.
Oh, that would be great.
How much is it?
Let's see. Would you be sharing one room, or would you like 2 rooms?
One is fine.
No, 2 would probably be best if we can afford it.
Oh yeah. Okay, fine.
If Clintock may have an idea where if we can get 2 adjoining rooms, if we got the rubies in one room and they're really using them to track us, we could be in the room next to it and they have no idea that we're there.
So,
Okay.
2 rooms for 2 nights. That will be 2 gold.
Okay, no problem.
Turns out we got just enough to do that.
Well, actually, no.
He gave us 2 golds and 2 rubies, right? Each. Gave us 2
Yeah.
rubies and gave us 2 golds each. Yeah. So I'll
Yeah.
give her a gold, you give her a gold, and that leaves me with gold left over.
Yeah.
See, we're making money off this deal already.
You look like adventurers.
Yeah, well, learn the hard way. You gotta survive to spend it.
You look like adventurers.
Oh no, I never go on adventures.
Oh,
I follow people that go on adventures, and I carry a torch. That's all I'm allowed to do.
well, that is something to be said for that.
We've had way too much adventure lately. Man, you would not believe the week we've had.
Yes,
I
yes.
would drink.
Crazy
I would
hectic
drink
week,
it
and now we
away.
need a couple nights of rest.
Yeah, I would drink it away. Except that's what caused part of the problem.
Oh, yeah, and she says, yes, your rooms have been secured, and she bows to you. Thank you.
Oh, where are they?
They will be on the second floor, overlooking
Oh.
the street as you wish.
Okay. Can we go up there now?
Ah, yes. And she
Oh.
hands you, she hands you the keys, slides them over to you.
Oh, Johntor, let's go up here.
Okay,
You gotta
Sure.
check them out before we go roaming around before the night's rest.
we'll go check them out.
You don't want to tell them you're an adventurer.
I think it dodged the question pretty well.
Well, yeah, but then she might want to get the idea to charge us more, or go looking in our rooms and try to find treasure. And we're getting ready to hide treasure there.
If those rubies are really trekking like I'm afraid, then they can have them. But you're right. If they're not, I definitely want to keep them. So, okay, yeah, no problem. I got you. You keep me straight, friend. It's like Laurel and Hardy, or two of the Three Stooges keeping each other straight. I mean, really.
I'm just thinking that he's got that bandit orientation. You lie and misdirect and stuff kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I guess we would go up there. We need to find some place that we can hide these things. Because you don't want to just leave them laying out. Somebody will steal them.
Yeah. I mean, we could always do the classic, pop up the floorboard or
Hide them behind a painting. They're rubies. They're
Yeah.
gems. They're small. You can put them underneath the I don't know, like under the bed, hide them up underneath the cupboard or something. I'm not sure.
It's a private room, so bed with there's a window, dresser, small little stool to sit on, like a bench.
There's a dresser.
Mm-hmm.
So what if we tilt the dresser up and put the two rubies underneath the dresser? I mean, they don't make duct tape here in the Dolmenwood, but or I'd say we could tape them to the bottom of the dresser.
Yeah, bit of a classic. I'll pull one of the drawers out of the dresser and basically see how far back it goes. Is there room between the end of the drawer and the back of the dresser to put one of these things?
Yeah, you could probably do that.
Okay.
Is there a painting or anything in the room? Walls?
No.
Damn it. I said I didn't have my backpack with me because he wouldn't take it drinking and he didn't pick it up. Damn it. Otherwise, I would have more options. Oh, well.
How about if we put one there by the drawer and then we put one behind the headboard of the bed or something like that, so they're not in the same place?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, something along those lines. That way, if the maid steals one, she doesn't steal both. I'll put one behind the headboard.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Go back down and tell them, hey, you got great rooms there. We're gonna go out for a few hours and come back. You don't have a curfew here, do you?
No, we just ask that you respect the privacy and of our guests.
It is a quiet place. We'll
Yes.
try to keep it quiet.
Yes, please.
How do you manage to keep it so quiet?
Well, I would like to think that those who stay here respect the rules.
Oh, okay. Are there any other rules I need to know?
Wow.
No,
See,
I mean,
yeah.
just as long as you behave yourself appropriately, then there
It's a
shouldn't be any.
vampire hotel. Everybody's asleep during the day. That's why it's so quiet here right now. Run by a hag. Gets quite raucous at night.
Right. All right. So you leave there.
Yeah.
You go to find Clintock. He is out doing Clintock things.
So we
All
can't
right.
find Clintock.
Probably, I'll say, probably stuck in a meeting with one of the local damn brewers. I thought all brewers were such great people because, they were, I mean, really, they're brewing beer. How can they be bad people? But man, I mean, you got the crazies. Oxbody puts fairy ingredients in his beer, and Wiki whatever does even worse and puts stuff that eats glass. And then I hear from Clintock that they got all sorts of corruption and stuff. And man, he's really ruining my idea of brewers for me. His poor little worldview has indeed been rocked.
All right. So we're heading to what was the order of operation? Was Lady Harrowmore next then, right?
That's Lady Hairmore,
Hilda.
Yeah, this
Hilda.
should go really well. The recently released Bandit and Johntor.
Yeah.
Lady
Uh,
Hairmore, we bear news.
Yeah, well, I
Okay.
mean, I don't know anybody else in this town well enough. Two-thirds of our crew is gone. Two-thirds of our crew is gone, and all the damn brewers seem like they're corrupt or crazy. And at least she's got the best interest of the town in mind.
And
Damn
she
it.
knows to take the Crookhorn seriously. That's why she's out here with all these people.
Yeah, and she is taking the menace seriously, like you said. So,
Ooh, I
Oh.
have an idea. We go to Lady Hairmore. We tell her what's going on. We get the actual patrols from the patrol schedule from the captain, and we hand over this information. But now the captain knows that he's got to change his patrols after today. But any of the information that's on the patrol sheet would be accurate. If those other guys try to check it out, it would match what they saw too.
oh, that might work. That's assuming we can get the captain to help us out instead of throwing us in jail. I guess that's why we try to convince Lady Hairmore first.
Yeah. But Hairmore can make the captain go along.
Yeah, so there's two different Hairmores. There's Hilda Hairmore, who's in charge of, she's the commander of the Order of Saint Sedge, which is like right outside of Prigwort. And then there's Lady Hairmore, who some of you visited, who's at Hairmore Keep to the north.
Now, Hilda
Right.
Hairmore is the one that Jeremiah would unfortunately know already.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You were the one that was taken to the Order of
Yeah.
Saint Sedge to do work and then became Karn's retainer.
Yeah. So that seems like the one we would go to.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
so you head out.
And the thing is, if we leave by the gate, chances are they could find us. And if they see us headed towards that camp, we in so much shit. So and hopefully he will know us since he is the local bandit. Besides that south, squeeze through entrance, which we know they're looking for, and
Do
the
I have
obvious
another one?
is there another way out?
Yeah, you tell me, Paul. Is there other ways to get into Prigwort than just that?
What would that be? Would that be an int check? Or
Sure,
would
you can
that be
you can roll. Yeah, you can make a roll. Sure.
Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's try that low rolling die that usually rolls.
Well, does Jeremiah have a decent int? Because the stats I've heard on him so far are not good.
Well, I got a 10 and my int is 12.
Okay, so if there are any, you know them.
Maybe I know one that's near where she's staying. She's camped out with her troops.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it.
All right. Well, then that's where we go. Where is she camped out with her troops?
So she is like an
Yeah.
18, I believe, on the map. It's like a maze of trenches. They lead you up. I mean, you've been here before. You know where it is. There's a maze of trenches.
Yeah.
You head into the
Construction.
Order of Saint Sedge. And Hilda Hairmore is sitting there in her battle garb. Let's see, what does she wear? It looks like some kind of plate, some kind of chainmail with the Order of Saint Sedge, like tunic, and covered in like sweat. And she's looking over some kind of, looks like a map or something, and she sees you two come in.
And let me guess, she frowns. Go!
No, she does. She just Jeremiah.
You want to tell it or should I?
I guess I'll tell her. Lady Hairmore, I know that recently was locked here in the stockades, but as you know,
No, you are now assigned to Carnstone and taking the pledge of this Saint Cuthbert. So
I have taken the pledge of Cuthbert, and this is why I'm coming straight to you after an encounter that we've had. It would seem we ran across other brigands south of Prigwort here this morning.
oh, I heard of some sort of crickhorns that were in town last evening.
He said brigands.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you-
brigands. Okay.
These are brigands in league with crookhorns, it looks like.
Yeah, she sets her map aside gives you her undivided attention.
We encountered a group of guys who said they, needed some help from somebody like us to make some money. And I thought, well, this will be a good way that I can earn some tithing to the church. But then they took us to a camp. And quite honestly, I was a little frightened because it became obvious that these were ne'er-do-wells. They took us to meet their leader, who, when we came up, was a dwarf with a hair of fire and smoke billowing from it. And he was speaking to a crook horn bigger than anything I'd ever imagined. He was using a barn door as a shield, and it left. It didn't look happy. But then,
Oh, and it had like, I thought they were animals. It had armor on, like real person armor.
yeah, and he offered us pay to scout the patrols in the streets of the captains, because he says they got stuff to move through, but they also told us that there were no crook horns in the area, and all the crook horns were to the north, but it looked like there were a bunch there. So we told him we would do it. He gave us a couple of rubies that we've hidden in a hotel room because we think they might be tracking us with them. And then we came directly to you and hope you can foil their foul plans.
We haven't even been drinking today. I mean, if you got a truce spell, I mean, I will go under truce spell. You gotta believe us. There's some nasty shit going down here.
Let's see. Does she have a truth spell? She looks at you, Johntor, a couple times just to see what your reaction is. You notice when Jeremiah's given his, his incredible story, she kind of looks at you, gives you glances, kind of like, okay, what's your reaction, to see if you how you react. So
no, I mean, he's nodding along with the story.
Okay, yeah.
So,
maybe I don't want to know how you ended up south of town then.
oh, well, that's not hard to figure out. We got drunk, apparently hitched a ride out there. We got drunk last night, apparently hitched a ride out there. Don't remember much about it.
I do notice that you did use the word we.
Well, it may have been that I slipped and had a beer with them. And it had been so long, it hit me like a ton of bricks.
Oh, man.
And I too don't remember much of anything. I don't think I had more than a beer. I wasn't trying to misbehave.
One beer and he was bouncing off the walls. Man, what an insane lightweight. But we saw this morning. It wasn't last night or anything.
And you have matching black eyes.
Don't know where those came from. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he looks at his knuckles. It's like, yeah, I guess I didn't punch anybody, but I sure as heck got punched.
But I didn't ask for this kind of trouble. But Cuthbert, I swear, they don't mean anything good to Prigwort.
Well, if this is if you're speaking of this this crookhorn you claim to have seen, there is one a famous, infamous crookhorn named Captain Snarkscorn, who is in service to the Nag Lord.
Yes, that slipped out of Johntor's mouth. Man, who names these things? Yes, he kills anybody who makes fun of his name. I guess that would do it.
I know he leads a very able and agile army of crookhorns, and if they are this far south, then the danger that we have feared is much, much closer than previously thought.
And
well, we didn't hear his name, but yeah, he looked like a scary bastard.
From your description, from what I've heard in the legends and the lore, that this may be him. Who are these brigands? You mercenaries?
Yeah, they didn't tell us an official name, but we caught a couple of the others, like the dock guy with all the scars.
Yeah, Edgar.
His name. That's it. Okay, that is Edgar. Like Edgar, and we saw him down at Fort Vulgar, working the docks.
Dock workers.
Yeah. We saw him down at Fort Vulgar working the docks. So we can name him. And I don't think, yeah, that's right. They didn't tell us any other names. Wow. I guess that makes make some real bandits. They were actually thinking ahead while we were thinking out, wandering around in the days.
Now, they did ask us questions, and we weren't thinking about it at first when they were asking the questions, but it made me realize later that they know that Karn is not here right now, and many of those with him are gone. They may see this as a sign of us, of Prigwort being weak right now.
Yeah, it's not just Karn. I mean, more than half our crew went off to Castle Brackenwald, and they're eventually going to swing down south and go to the other side of the lake. But man, they're going to be gone forever.
And I'm not big on plans or tacticians or anything, but I thought if we got Clintock, if they think we're weak and they come in thinking that we'd be easy pickings and you're ready for them, maybe we could take advantage of that somehow.
This is vital information you have given me. Even in your indiscretion, the one true God has deemed it appropriate that you be given this opportunity.
Or maybe the one true God led me to the indiscretion so I would have this opportunity.
I highly doubt that. But
I mean, does anything ever really happen without his say so?
yes, if he wills it.
Johntor looks at him and goes, "Now you're sounding like Karn."
You've been released to Karn Stone, so I am in no position to dole out any sort of reparations or punishment for what you have done. I will leave that to Karn. So I would expect that you would reveal these things to him
As soon as I see him.
at the appropriate time. Right now, I need you to be focused and ready to fight and defend this town of Prigwort, for I fear a attack is imminent.
Well, we were focused last night when we took out the 2 crookhorns with the captain.
I had heard a word that had come back to me that crookhorns were killed. There was also a fatality in Prigwort, and there's also been other activities going on. There's been a theft, and has been reported today there has Persimmon Ogsbody is making a ruckus about some intruder had broken into his stolen items from his estate, but we cannot be distracted by these things. They will all come out in due time.
Wow, you leave town. I look at Johntor and go, you leave town for a day and you miss all kinds of stuff.
Sounds like it.
Knowing full well that Johntor was involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just trying to establish our alibi.
So she looks very solemn, and
I told her they seemed very concerned with the comings and goings of the patrols in the city. If there was some way we could fake information to them, that might throw them off too.
yes, any kind of advantage we can gain. Something we would need right now at this moment. I fear that we are outnumbered.
Well, I mean, he had an idea. If we give them patrol pass that look real, like maybe they are real, like the real patrol pass, but so if they try to verify it, it looks good, but didn't have the captain change the patrol pass later. I mean, that way we can pass fake information. I mean, it's like, it'll be a good thing, right?
Yes.
I think it's called Agent Provocateur.
Do you speak Elvish?
Well, I would desire to speak with your friend Clintock and the rest of your group.
Oh yeah, man. If you're planning a defense, even Clintock by himself is going to be worth a bunch of gold. He's one tricky bastard.
She nods in agreement.
Not realizing he started throwing Clintock under the bus there, but he didn't implicate him in any crimes, but
yeah, he's got the true mind of a tactician from what I can tell.
I will send word to my sister. Maybe we can get some of the Knights of House Aramore down here.
Yeah, maybe we'll see
Sir Rickon's about he's about town. Jeremiah was like kind of reporting to him.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. Sir Rickon's a stand-up dude. Definitely, he can definitely swing a sword when he needs to. Wouldn't mind being behind him.
Yeah, if Karn's not here, I definitely would want to be with Rickon.
Yes, he is in Prigwort, helping with the defenses. I would say as the sun sets, return here. I will await your your return with the rest of your group to devise a plan to secure Prigwort.
Provide us with a letter requiring the aid of the captain or requesting the aid of the captain so we can pass
Yeah,
this false information.
I mean, I don't want to talk bad about the man, but we had to almost argue with him to get him to come, fight Crookhorns in town last night. I mean, I don't think he's crooked or anything, but he just didn't seem like he wanted to do it. I
He
thought that
lacks
was
motivation.
his job. I thought that was his job,
Yes, well, I will take care of the captain then.
They are supposed to meet us tonight for the to know the patrols at the Raptatten's Inn, and we procured 2 rooms there. I may have mentioned that they gave us 2 rubies. My friend Johntor feared that those rubies were being used to spy on us, maybe had magical properties. So we stashed them in one room, and then we have a room next to that to where we could see if they try to track us to that room.
Well done.
And we're supposed to hand over the information this evening.
Yes, we will go over it. We can discuss that after I've spoken to Captain Hogwash, and
Okay.
we can devise a plan.
Cool. Man, I feel so relieved letting somebody know. Of course, they might still stab us in the back for ratting on them, but well, at least the right people know or will know. You know what I mean? Damn it.
So
As soon as we knew that they had the evil intent for Prigwort, we started making our plans on how we were going to let you know.
yes.
Yep.
Even if Johntor did get me caught for getting drunk.
So yeah, she's like, thank you for this information. I have much to do before we meet again.
Is there anybody else we should be telling? Because otherwise we got to go fake like we're watching the patrols, but we really need to know if we're going to give them the real information or not.
Well, when we reconvene later this evening, we will discuss what information and what we will do.
Oh man, hope it's not too late, because we got to sneak in and out. If they see us coming to your camp, we're goners. At least they'll try.
Oh, they won't take us that easy. I've got a good strong spear here.
Oh man, that's right. I got to restudy my spells. Damn it! I need to get more than one spell. I guess I know control water, but it's half useless most of the time.
Well, I suppose we better go back into the town and start taking notes on the patrols in case they see us.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's make like we're helping them before we stab them in the back.
So she bids you adieu, and then she catches calls him Sir Tristan. She says, make sure that the soldiers are in full battle regalia, and summon the clerics as well. We need to be on full alert. So anything else you want to do before you meet with her later? Because we'll do that next session. We have hopefully everybody.
Probably just roaming around pretending to do the job that we were told to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it. Is act like we're actually take notes and act like we're going to help the bastards. So.
Oh, that means having something to write with.
Oh, that's true. Bitches about leaving his pack back in the other room. I'm sure. Oh, where's that key?
Maybe we could ask her for a piece of parchment and some charcoal to write with before.
She will give you a piece of parchment, some charcoal.
Yeah,
She's got that.
We're both literate.
At least
so we can.
literate.
Yeah, I mean, well, we're both literate, so no, it's no problem. Yep. Wow, it's like this is like one of those episodes where the side characters go off and have wild adventures while the main characters are doing their thing somewhere else. I mean, it's just like, you understand what I'm saying? It's like.
It is kind of cinematic, right?
Yeah, it's like the side characters go. I mean, the side characters went off and discovered a major plot against the town on their own, while the main characters are off elsewhere and can't be found. I mean, it's a very cinematic thing.
All right. So anything else you guys want to do any point of order or any?
No, I can't think of anything.
If I had
It's
more
pretty much
money, I would go and try to buy shitting pants.
John
Because
does
for real,
actually-
when we got led down into that path, I was like, oh God, we're in the middle of this band of brigands.
Yeah, I was like,
We're
okay.
fixing to die.
Yeah, I made a roll. I made, I was making a couple rolls to see what they would say or might not say. And then I was like, well, they're gonna go, we're gonna go
yeah.
meet the boss. I was like, all right, let's see.
Oh yeah.
I am so happy Jeremiah convinced me to just play along, because if I had tried to actually off those guys while we were there, it would have been dead character time.
Well, I mean, the time to do it would have been at the farmhouse if you tried to sleep them, because if it fails, you'd just run into the farmhouse. At least you
Yeah.
have some place to hide. Maybe obviously the old man probably wasn't, too fond of him. He probably would have helped you. But like once you were in that camp, I'm like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, if you try to fight these guys, it ain't gonna go well.
Yeah.
Again, I'm so happy that he convinced me to, convinced me to stand down and act like a sane person.
Well, I feel like most of the time, one hit point characters don't know they're a one hit point character.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like you don't know whether you have one hit point or 20 until somebody hits you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you've never been in a
Right.
fight. How do you know how tough you are? You know?
True.
And so, and the guy's got a 13 strength. He's not a weakling. Like Basil Wilberforce, I think he's got something like an 8 for strength, right? So he knows he's weak. He knows he's not much in the fight. But this dude could probably deal a little bit of damage. And maybe in his life, he's always been the one sneaking up behind somebody and knocking him over the head, So he doesn't know he's got one hit point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I sort of was trying to play it like that, but at the same time, he also knows 7 to 2 are not good odds.
No.
I think it went well. I mean, the characters sort of supported each other, kept a lid on each other's idiocy.
Yeah, because they're both kind of idiotic at this point.
Yeah, they're both a little idiots.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the whole stick went well. Like I said, it's almost like a planned side character episode where the side characters decide to go off on their own and they think they're going to have a normal day, and suddenly it turns out that no, there's Crookhorns attack. There's Crookhorns attacking, and this massive plot around town, and really, what the hell?
Yeah, that was like a major plot point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that was cool.
It actually went quite well overall.
Well, if you remember, there was a if you think back to Basil Bessick's vision when he met the dockmaster in his vision, when he woke up from his carousing, and she said, "Yeah, all those damn dock workers got hired by somebody."
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and and she said, "Please don't kill them."
Right.
I'm looking at your I'm going to do the XP for this. See if Jeremiah can squeak into the second level. I don't know if he's got enough, but you might get there. You never know.
We'll see.
Yeah, and I rolled on the carousing table for this evening. That's how. And when you rolled the nat 20, which technically is you're trying to roll on under the number. That's a critical failure. So yeah, you were, and you both rolled a 4. So I removed one of the things in there because I didn't think it would be fair. It says you wake up with 1d3 hit point damage and a black eye. And I was like, well, that's not fair to just say, look, your character's dead from carousing. I'm going to remove that. And I just give you both black eyes, which I thought was funny because you both, and well, Johntor got the, you wake up, the party is still rocking 2d6 gold point GP on the make a con check, and you failed it, so you passed out. Failure, re-roll. You re-rolled got the 4.
So we're gonna have to also try to figure out where we got our black eyes.
If you
Oh
want.
no, they told us. They told us. Well, I can't remember.
Something about a barmaid.
Right, but they said it was the waitress. And Johntor just took that. Johntor just nodded at that because to him that sounds about right. Yep, the waitresses always slap him. He doesn't know why. So yeah, it sounds about right that it's the waitress that did him in.
And Captain Starkscorn was brought up by the dock master when you were at Fort Vulgar. She wanted to hire, I think, Basil Wilberforce or something to go look or go and kill him or something like that. Yeah. So yeah.
Right.
That's who she was trying to send.
It was Karn, wasn't it?
Or somebody. It might have been Basil.
Because it was Karn that got thrown into the drink.
Uh,
They threw Karn in when he walked up there.
yeah, that's when you did all the preaching about Cuthbert.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she tried to hire Basil Wilberforce because Basil Wilberforce wanted something done, and she said, "Yeah, you go take care of Captain Snarkscorn." That's who she was trying to send you after, was that dude.
Oh yeah,
with the bar. That's
Wait a minute. You mean we could have gotten paid to do something where it looks like we're going to have to do anyway? Oh wow, that's just going to hack a couple of our party members off.
Well, when Basil, I remember now because Basil asked which direction was it in, and it was in the opposite direction the party was going.
Yeah.
And so he was like, well, I can't leave my party, so I guess I'll have to pack. But I mean, not to say that he couldn't handle the problem and go back to her and go, well, as it turns out, I crossed his path and took care of that for you, so now you can pay me.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get Flintock in on those negotiations. He can put an armbar on people like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Yep, and you still have you still have the perfume bottle and the the spices and the potion.
Oh yeah.
And the gem. Yeah, because I didn't know how that interaction was going to go.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I know my character chickened out and decided that. Well, I'll tell you what the other option is. If the guy had really pressed, like, hell no, you got to give me more. I had already planned what Johntor was gonna let him do. He was gonna, and I have no earthly idea whether it would work. But he was going to say, hey, these guys I just hooked up with do all this wild shit, and I know you don't see anything like this being trapped where you are. If you just want to, use, see what I see, right in my mind and see what I see and watch these guys, you will be entertained. And in other words, Johntor was going to invite the guy to do a partial possession as a ride-along. But, hey, favorite food, thigh of Noble, maybe brisket of Noble. It's going to be really fun if we find out somebody dropped dead about that time.
Yeah, and the question that, you might ask yourself is, if Persimmon Ogg's body has got this thing, then why didn't he use it to get his whatsamajigga back when it got stolen?
The price may be too big.
Yeah, that is a really good question, but Johntor didn't think about it. Johntor was too completely nervous, focused on getting his ass out of the sling he had managed to put it in. And as far as he's concerned, it all worked out, and he's not even sure he's going to tell jack shit anybody about what actually happened, because that sounds like a bad idea. Oh crap, he's got the figurines and the throne. Yeah, I guess he could just sell them. It's probably, honestly, guys, the way I play Johntor is probably going to be spur of the moment when it finally comes up. Whether he decides to fess up and say, you really need to be goddamn careful about this shit, or whether he just decides to sell it off to somebody. I think the kicker, the real kicker would be if the group thinks they can use it, Johntor will be like, crap, I got to tell them now. Of course,
Yeah.
that might, people like Clintock, no, Clintock's already sold his soul. I don't think he can do it twice. And technically, Felix is in hock with the fairy court, so he's probably out of that too. But yeah, sorry I had to be a little boring, but Johntor was like panicking there, going, get me out of here, 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 get me out of here.
No, that was fine.
I didn't think that was boring at all. I thought that was kind of like so in character for Johntor. Like you played the character, right?
Good. Glad you think so.
Like I sometimes I actually have a little bit more fun with Jeremiah than I do with, say, Karn, because Karn's a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
He really kind of is. So you always know what Karn's going to do. And Karn has to, keep his mouth shut sometimes, quite often times. Karn's got to keep his mouth shut or he's going to ruin it.
All right. Or he's going to go off on the party.
Yeah.
Go off
yeah. And by character, Basil Wilberforce is kind of shy and awkward and doesn't talk a lot and doesn't stand in the spotlight. And I sometimes I'm like, oh God, I'm really not doing a whole lot of participation, but at the same time, I'm like, but I'm playing my characters,
Yep.
Well, yeah, and back to the Karn thing, that's why I try to help you out with that.
Yeah.
With Ryan and sort of redirect when it looks like Karn has spotted something that really shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
I really try to get in there. I really try to get in there and go, oh, no. It's like this.
Yeah.
Rather than Karn go off on, people who probably righteously deserve it, which is basically almost everybody in the crew, including Orion himself. Orion arsonist himself, yes. Yes, indeed. So
it helps that Karn's got that low int score, right? Karn's got like an 8 at the end, but he's got high.
Right. So yeah, Orion tries to steer Karn out of trouble when he can.
Yeah.
Make trouble for somebody else.
Yeah, you can bamboozle him pretty easy, I think. But and it's Basil Wilberforce, I think that's part of his character too, is that because he is quiet and shy, people don't think of him as all that intelligent. But he actually would have been a better magic user than a rogue with his high score.
Oh, so he does have high int.
Yeah, Basil's got pretty high int.
Okay.
So he's the sort that keeps quiet and pays attention and plots and plans. His int is 16. His dexterity's 14.
Wow. He would have been a better mage. He would have been a good mage.
But I had played a magic user. I had actually never played a rogue before. So it popped up and suggested it as rogue. And I was like, well, that's strange. That seems like it'd be a better magic user. Well, let's go with it. Let's make it a rogue. And then the next one that I rolled up, popped up a paladin. And I'm like, I definitely have never played a paladin. I almost re-rolled it because playing the religious sort was going to be a challenge for me. And I was like,
right.
Maybe that'll make it more fun. Be religious.
Yeah, feel good.
It has definitely all worked out.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about how the plot hooks would revolve around the plot paladins. I started thinking about it. I'm like, if I was a DM and there was a paladin there, that's like a treasure.
Oh, that's like plot hook. Oh, all I need to do is angle some evil-looking shit in front of them and watch the paladin run off the rest roll their eyes.
Especially when the player decides to go, yeah, he's definitely lawful stupid.
Yeah, yep.
Again, that int score. Jeremiah's, I don't know. I don't think his is high for comparatively. He's got an int of 12, so maybe that's why he thought better about rushing right out against the crow court.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I play Johntor stupid, but he's got a 10 int, he's got an 8 wisdom, which, considering there are apparently 3 stats of 3 out there, that's not actually terribly bad.
I mean, that's actually something close to average, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Like in between.
46, like 10.5 is the average.
Yeah.
So 10 or 11 is the average.
Yeah. Well, if you look at where the positives and the negatives go, if there's no modifier at all, that's got to be inside what the average person has, right?
Right.
So you're not below average, you're not above average, you're somewhere around average. And the average person, I guess they are kind of stupid, aren't they? Thanks
Thanks
for the
again.
feedback.
All right. Have a good week.
Take care.
All right.
Let's go.
Here's to swimming with bow-legged women. Here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
Set the sails. Let's go.
If I had more money, I would go and try to buy shitting pants.